we are organizing here this workshop with an objective to bring together a diverse group of stakeholders, including experts, government officials, community leaders, and other key players to share knowledge, experience, and the best practice in landslide disaster risk reduction. Over the course of these deliberations, we will explore strategies for community participation, awareness, and implementations, as well as examine technological enhancement in landslide forecasting and mitigation. During these technical sessions, we will discuss and share ideas covering a wide range of topics pertinent to landslide management. In Nagaland, we will engage in in-depth discussion on landslide trigger management and challenges specific in Nagaland, and the strategies and policy implementation in the Nagaland state, and then the critical role of Geological Survey of India in landslide studies. And then we also will discuss this engineering geological perspective on mitigation measures, and then this area is also very active in the seismically very active. So we also discuss some part of the seismic and landslide hazard assessment with an special focus on the Kohima town area. And then besides just already just our DDs have also told, then just GSI is also doing that development and implementation of landslide forecasting system. So we are taking up many places for landslide early warning system, even in the state of Kohima also, just Nagaland also, we are conducting this landslide early warning system. For the last 3 years, we are collecting information, and then this year's we are starting for the preliminary landslide early warning bulletin also we have prepared, and then this also we are sending to the stakeholders. So this comprehensive overview will not only highlight the key issue and strategies, but also showcase information that can leverage to reduce the landslide risks in our states. So in this workshop, I am confident that the workshop will provide a relevant platform for knowledge sharing, collaboration, and collective problem solving. So let's work together in harness and collective expertise and experience to build up the safer and more resilient community of this state. So today let us take the first step toward reducing landslide risks in Nagaland. So we'll discuss different this topic in this workshop. So thank you all.
This workshop is both timely and significant, especially for the state like Nagaland, which lies in one of the most landslide-prone regions of our country. Recognizing this, GSI has been consistently working to map, assess, and monitor landslide-prone areas under various landslide susceptibility mapping programs. From our recent study covering all 16 districts of Nagaland, it is observed that about 18% of hill area is highly susceptible to landslides. Mon district ranks first in terms of potential hazard, while Kohima tops the list based on active landslide occurrences. We use multi-criteria analysis approach to find out the hazard and exposure indicators to derive a composite risk scores for Nagaland. As a result, what we have found that Kohima recorded a total risk score of 8.6 out of 10, followed by Mon and Fake district, whereas 7 districts recorded scores below 1, indicating comparatively lower population vulnerability. These findings are not just numbers. They represent communities at risk, homes, school, markets, lifeline, infrastructure that sustain daily life. Scientific maps and data have meaning only when they are translated into actions at the community level. This is why community participation is at the core of today's workshop. While scientists can identify and map the hazards, the community remains the first responder and most critical stakeholder in risk reduction. Therefore, to effectively implement landslide risk reduction in Nagaland, what we think is a three-tier approach is now must needed. The first is a scientific intervention, which GSI is always there to help. A continuous landslide inventory updates that is being done. Major scale donation for critical infrastructure that is being done. And now integration of early warning system is being carried out with updated landslide and rainfall data. Second, administrative preparedness. This is where the state government has to come into picture. Incorporating susceptibility and risk maps into disaster land use planning, infrastructure design, and development permitting. Third, community empowerment. Building awareness at the grassroots level through schools, villages, councils, and self-help groups. Encourage slope maintenance, good habit, safe hill practices, drainage management, etc. for effective mitigation measures. We must also promote HRBA program in Nagaland that combine hazard exposure and burner infrastructure data to support planners and administrators. The ongoing pilot project with NDMA help under NLRMP can be used to demonstrate how a scientific mapping can guide local preparedness. In conclusion, let us remind ourselves that disaster risk reduction is not one-time exercise, but a continuous participatory process. The most effective strategy lies not only in identifying the hazard, but in empowering people with knowledge, preparedness, and resilience. On behalf of GSI, I assure our continued support to the government of Nagaland and all stakeholders in translating scientific data into practical community-based solutions. Let us move forward with shared vision of from mapping hazards to building resilience, and I appreciate that the state government is now in a forefront to look to engage community, because we now understand that landslide process and disaster cannot be managed by a single agency. It is where we all have to come together to work together. Thank you very much for giving me this time. Thank you.
Nagaland is a land of privilege, and it is a God-gifted land. But still then, as we all are aware that we are geographically very weak and a landslide prone area, and every one of us, we know that Nagaland is been situated in a very sensitive seismic zone 5. If we really go through in the history, 1950 earthquake, that was before we all are born. I think there it has recorded 7 damages of thatch house. Just imagine 7 household, and that also thatch house. And the epicenter is north of I think Mon district. So this disaster means it is not only for a particular persons. Every one of us were feeling, were experiencing, even the strongest, the richest, the pure. No one is being escaped from this disaster. But most of us, we really take it very casually. Anyway, a time like this, that sharing and having a workshop, I think this will enlighten us, and this will strengthen us in what way we need to make it a strong resilience against this disaster. No doubt, we cannot avert the natural calamity, but still then, if we could build up, if we could do some things, a strong resilience against any eventuality, that will save a lot. But if we don't think, and if we don't do properly, if we don't plan, I think for us, this will going to be a very sorry step. So like today, sharing of this scientific knowledge to interrelated departments, and well implementing the project or any work, I think it's a right time that the GSI is the nodal departments to do survey and to expose regarding these weaknesses. So I think you are here. I think we need to, yes, you are doing a lot, but still we need a lot of improvements. And my observation is like this. Being born and brought up from the local, from the rural area, this scientific knowledge, if we could intervene with a traditional knowledge also. Sometimes, born and brought up from the village, I know one old man, he used to tell, this time we are going to rain this much. And by observing the moons, we are going to do this. This year, they used to forecast on that line. So likewise, even our Naga tradition also, there's a rich traditions and the practices. And with due apology, I just want to share my observations. Last time during the flood which has occurred in Dimapur, our former chief secretary, both of us, we went down to Dimapur, and there in the Sututra range, that is that Bakai river, that our NHITCL, they have done the retinal walls. It was put as a such wall and put binding the stones. And I didn't go near a chief secretary, and some NHITCL people are there because I'm very vocal, so I don't want to share anything. But chief secretary insisted me, hey, why don't you come and give your view? Then I straight away tell him, sir, it is more or less like a child play for me. Because since the nature of the river crashing on the walls, piling a stone with a sword will not do anything. But if we put up a strong concrete wall, somehow it will going to avert that damage. Because from Mallory, so I used to go alone in this river. So there are so many serpentine though. It has to go straight. But why there's a serpentine river? Because somewhere it used to obstruct by hard rock. So it used to deflect the current. So it used to go here and there. So likewise, this river, the small river now though, during dry season though, it used to be dry up. So last time when our committee, that the environment committee, when I was just joking to a German, I cannot say now it's a river because during winter, not even hardly there's any flow of water. So geographically, whether we can be termed as a river or not, but it's a river somehow. So the river course is there already, but the only thing is we have disturbed. But now with this modern scientific way of doing things, if we could put up as per the river course, I think we can avert a lot of things. And here, when I was in college, we study, I think, the question of this determinism and possibilisms. So I question in Nagaland, I think most of our natural things, still now, we have been under the spell of determinism. Because whatever nature wanted to do things, we are not able to avert it. Otherwise, in advanced country or somewhere, people somehow they are this possibilism, because even if there is a nature obstruction some things, with this modern knowledge, scientific things, they are averting that things. So I think somehow that is the stage of their life. But in our case, still most of the things we are working under theory of this determinisms. And one things, the most obstacles things in Nagaland is our selfishness attitude. Because Article 371 clearly say that particularly there are so many 4, 5, but land and its resources. I think for me, we Naga people, no doubt, it is a gift. It is very good for us. We are the weaker sections. If we are not a weaker section, I think this thing will not insert in the constitutions. But being the weaker sections, that was insert in the this thing already enshrined in the constitution. But still, then, as a personal view for me, though, we are really misusing. We are really misusing because the land and resources we are supposed to make use of for the good of our individual as well as for the community. But for Nagas, we don't want to let do things for the betterment of the community.
Nagaland TV, Sop Manulaga Awas. Watch us live on GeoTV and on your television sets as well. For Dimapu viewers, we are on channel number 994 in Global Chapter, and Kohima and Mokokchung viewers, switch to channel number 138 on Hornbill Digital. For all news and updates, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter.